Welcome to Fox Car Report. I'm Gary Gastelou. With me today, NASCAR driver Danica Patrick, who's also been driving around in one of the strangest food trucks I've ever seen, serving up taco shakes and blended burgers with your sponsor, Aspen Dental. What's this all about?
Yeah, you nailed it. It's the weirdest truck you've ever seen. It's a truck from the future. Is I guess the idea of it is that over 150 million people didn't go to the dentist last year. So
I'm one of them.
Oh, you're one of them?
Yeah,
well,
I'm late.
12 months or 13 months, just not 2 years, right? It's better for you.
Exactly.
But it was us blending their food up. They'd have a food order, and then I'd blend it, and I'd give it to them and say, we're showing people what a taste of the future looks like. So atasteofthefuture.com is where you can see the video. Just to remind people that if you don't take care of your mouth, and in the extreme case that you go ahead and lose all your teeth, you're going to have to drink your food.
Pretty graphic way to drive that message home.
It smelled, too. I tell you what, when you blend that onion up and blended fish.
Did you take a deep sniff? Did you try any of them?
I never tried one of them.
You never tried one of them?
No, sir.
Because I do have to ask you, I do happen to have a couple of blended mystery beverages right here. I was wondering if you might be up for the challenge with me.
No, I wouldn't.
No? You sure?
No, I'm 100%
Okay,
sure.
I'm gonna go for
I have
it
my
now.
teeth, so.
I'm going to go for this. Ooh, I think it's a Frappuccino. Much too sweet. It's bad for your teeth.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, just water for me.
But nothing like good real food. NASCAR tracks have a lot of that. One of your followers on Twitter wanted us to ask, NASCAR Speed 07, what is your favorite track for the off-track stuff, the food and the sightseeing?
Loud, New Hampshire.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's lobster up there, and it's, what is it? Lake, it's Winnipesaukee, Lake Winnipesaukee. I just think of that movie with Bill Murray. What's that one called? Where he's a sailor on the Lake Winnipesaukee.
What About Bob?
What About Bob?
Yep.
Great movie. So yeah, I love that area. I go to this one restaurant that has this king stuffed lobster, and it's lobster, a whole lobster. And I always make the mistake of getting the 1.5 pounder when I should just do the 3 pounder because I want it all. And it's stuffed with more lobster and like Ritz crackers that have been doused with butter, and it's just all packed in there and baked.
Got to brush pretty hard after that. All right, let's talk some racing. Big race this past weekend in Bristol. You set the record for the most top 10 finishes by a female driver in NASCAR. Was that a big milestone for you? Was that very important?
I didn't know about it until
Really?
I had 5 top 10s. That happened at Martinsville a couple of weeks ago. And so I found out about it then. And I always say that other than I know a female hasn't won a NASCAR, and I knew that until I won an IndyCar, a female hadn't won an IndyCar. And those are really the only 2 stats that I know. And everything else is just something that comes and it happens, and I find out about it. And it's always an honor, no doubt. I'm always honored to be a part of history, but I don't usually know about them till after they happen. So they're not really part of my thought process. Because you know what? I don't want to set goals at any certain level. I want to just keep going and see how far I can go. And I think sometimes things like that limit you, or keep your mind a little closed. So I don't know. I don't look into them either.
You're having a strong season so far, 13th. That gets you into the chase as of now. What is your goal, your main goal this year? Making the chase or getting that win?
Well, they're both the same.
They could be both the same, there's no doubt.
I think that ultimately it's harder to get the win, but I think that getting in the chase on points is very challenging too. So it's definitely an uphill battle for sure for everyone. I mean, there are great drivers that miss the chase. So, but a win does get you in, and that would be awesome. I mean, that's obviously the ultimate goal. And if as a team we keep having top 10s and solid runs week after week, then things like that are more realistic.
You've been in the series a few years now. You know the tracks. You know your competition. You've got a great team. They're capable of building a winning car, that's for sure. Do you know what the hump is, what it is that you need to do to get into victory lane?
Well, I suppose if I knew exactly what it was, I could just fix it. But I think in general, it's experience. A lot of the guys that are winning races are drivers that have been at it for 10 or 15 or so years, which is a long time. So, and especially for me coming from an open wheel background, learning stock cars, they are very different, very different. So just learning the importance of those kinds of things. Like, take for instance, the water temperature. Like, I never reported the water temperature in the past because I didn't think it really mattered. It was just like, as long as it wasn't flashing red. Well, when it's cool, you can put tape on the front, and that's downforce, and that's a handling tool. So it's like little things like this that I never had to think about in IndyCar that you think about in stock cars. So it's a big learning experience, and I'm still really, really taking it in. But I think that experience is really just the biggest thing.
Heading to Richmond this weekend, another small track, not like Bristol, but smaller than some of the big tracks. You like that track? You like your chances?
I always say that I have been good and sucked on pretty much every track. And so I had bad races at Richmond until the last time that we were there in the fall. And I was I think I finished 15th or so, and I ran like in the top 10 for a lot of the race. And so I look forward to going back there, but it could just as easily be a bad weekend. So that's just how quickly it comes and goes. The competition is stout, and everybody's always making progress with their cars and getting faster, and just missing the setup by a little bit. It's unbelievable. I mean, even this weekend in the Bristol race, we made like half a pound tire pressure adjustment, and all of a sudden I go out and I'm like, oh my gosh, where has this car been all weekend? So it's just very hard to get it exactly right, but when you do, it pays off. So we'll just try and keep ourselves in a tight little box and make the most out of what we have this weekend at Richmond, and hopefully get another top 10 finish. Well, maybe a win.
Exactly. Best of luck in Virginia. Thanks for dropping by, Danica
Thank you.
Patrick. The drink's on the house, by the way.
Oh, cheers.
You want to find out how she did? Fox News, we'll have it for you on foxnews.com. For all the latest automotive news and reviews, head on over to autos.foxnews.com. We'll see you next time.